So shout out to this dude over on Twitter. He said, "Is it just me or are the ends of Mihawk's cross?"
Krishishi. What's going on, everybody? Ryan from 90s Anime Nostalgia. And so when we're talking about my boy right here, he brought up a great question. But then this is where I want to pivot. I'm going to stay away from Mihawk, but I have an idea attached to the symbol that we're seeing here. So I want to present this to you. Here we go. So when we really look at the symbol above us, you see that there's one large sun or a circle surrounded by 8 smaller circles. There was one new government that was defied by 8 smaller countries. I think that this is a direct representation of it, and I think that the church has something to do with the rebellion of the 8 small nations. So here we go. So what you are seeing here is a 17th century Spanish cob. First thing I want to point out is the distinction and the similarities between the cross and the little ornations that we saw in this picture and the previous one. But then here we go. So I want you to refer to this as one whole piece. This is the one piece. But now you've probably heard this term before. So here we go. And this has everything to do with piracy through the ages. This is what I want to point out. The term for this is called the pieces of 8. This is back in the 17th, 18th century. Pirates or people that were unscrupulous would chip off or size down a coin into different sizings. And this was their currency, how they would trade, how they would barter, instead of using a full coin like we would use today. So those 8 smaller nations used to be one full world, but now they are the pieces of 8 that used to be one full nation. So I think that there's a strong distinction between the pieces of 8 and the 8 smaller nations. But then I also think that the church has a huge, massive tie-in to piracy. A lot of the times that we've seen the church in One Piece, it is attached to pirates. Very few Marines we ever see adorning a cross. So I put this all out to you. I hope some of this maybe changes the way that you view the actual One Piece that we're reading. But I'm Ryan. This is 90s Anime Nostalgia, and y'all be good, be rad, and be weeby, fam.